right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this week's episode of Bobcat Weekly, coming to you live from Bozeman, Montana. It's been a little colder out there the past week. Weather's definitely changing. Cold weather rolling in. The roads have definitely been kind of iffy the last week, but hopefully everyone's staying safe, which is good. But we're happy to bring you episode 15 this week, ahead of coming off of bye week for Cats football moving forward. But for you guys that don't know, my name is Keegan Torsdahl, and I'm here with
Aiden Kuntz,
Brady Torsdahl,
and special guest this week,
Takhari Carr.
Takhari, welcome on. Glad to have you on the show this week. Again, sort of a common theme like we've had the last couple weeks, sort of a last-minute deal for us. But we're happy to have another guest on this week, and should be a fun show. So, another fun week/weekend of Bobcat athletics. So, women's basketball picking up a really big win down in Boulder against Colorado. Men fall in a close game against Utah State in overtime by 2 or 3, I believe. Another really close game. Men's hockey back in action. They're taking on the Grizz this weekend, which we'll talk about later. And Bobcat football coming off of the week 1 bye, heading into Yale this weekend, which we will get into just about everything later on in the show. Should be another fun episode. But now kind of would like to get into a little bit of an interview with you for the fans who don't know you. Kind of talk about growing up, getting into football, and then kind of your transition pathway coming to Montana State.
First, I'm going to say thank y'all for having me. But with football, it just came second nature, just watching it on TV and stuff and just going outside and practicing moves that I've seen other players do or seeing my dad play the video game and Madden and things like that. And shit, I started playing Madden and then just started playing football. So really, when I was like 5, 6 years old, I got into playing flag football. Pops had me going to little tackling camps at 5, 6 years old. I'm like, I knew this is what I wanted to do at an early age. So I always was passionate about football and just going out there competing. Just at a very young age, I always was the same way. Just always liked to compete, to win, things like that.
Sure. So Compton, California, growing up in California, kind of talk us through what life's like down there compared to up here in Bozeman and kind of what that was like.
It's a way faster paced life up there versus here is way slower. You get to it's not many distractions here. You get to focus on the things you want to do. It gives you a chance to really just focus on ball in school because there's not really much to do when it's like really that cold outside and things like that. But other times I like to go to the rodeos, look up a little bit of like the nature, you feel me, of Montana, because like Montana got a lot of stuff that people don't even know about. But California, it was just like you just gotta always be aware of your surroundings, and that's just like everywhere. Like that brought me when I like go to other places. I'm always aware and just looking at my surroundings and things like that. But growing up in Compton and just LA in general, it was fun. It was a lot of experiences, good and bad, that shaped me who I am today. But for the most part, it was. I feel like it was good times for sure.
Yeah. So kind of want to touch on your family as well and kind of how they've been. And tell us a little about who's in your family, who's around, and kind of how they've been a impact throughout your time.
So I got moms and pops in the house. Had an older sister that lived with me most of my lifetime. Then I got another older sister, then an older brother, so I'm the youngest. But my family always been close. So when I moved to Montana, 1,000 miles away, not really always being with them, it was kind of difficult just being someone that was just, like I said, family-oriented and just got a lot of love from my fam. So us being apart from each other is like no love lost. Probably make us love each other a little bit more, miss each other and stuff. But my fam was the biggest support system of and the biggest reason why I am where I am today, just pushing me. But I was never a kid where I was forced to go to no workouts or my parents was like, you got to do this or nothing. They was like, they basically just like, you do what you want to do. If it was basketball, football, track, it's really what you wanted to do. And they always supported me no matter what, win, lose, or draw.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a big part, especially we've talked about in the past. We asked players like giving advice to the younger generation of athletes. And I think a big part of that, like you mentioned, is the parents not like forcing stuff on their kids, right? You know, like let them do what they want to do. If they want to play football, great. If they want to do this, great. But yeah, I think that's a huge part of growing up and especially getting into like the game you love and stuff and not getting forced into it and then getting, you know, burnt out by the time you're in high school and moving on. So yeah, definitely important. But you talk about your family. Do you have family members that played sports? Was that sort of, how did that look for you getting into football and getting into the game?
I come from an athletic family. Like a lot of the women ran track and played basketball. The men played basketball and football. So I always seen it. Always had it was a cat that was at USC. His Mom Marshall, my cousin, like one of the best cornerback prospects of all time. So I'm just looking at him because he was number one corner in the nation when he was in high school. So I was like, oh, if he can do it, then I can do it. So it was more motivation. My cousin Tyler Irvin, that was in the league a couple years with the Texans, playing kick return. Went to San Jose. So just seeing my family members where I'm seeing them have family reunions or they just speaking up to me like, man, you could do this because I see it in you. You just got to put in the work and things like that. So I think just coming from a background of a lot of family members that were just athletic, even if they didn't go pro or college or even played in high school, they was people around the neighborhoods be like, oh yeah, he was like that, either it was basketball, football, whatever.
For sure. I think it's pretty common with most of the athletes we've talked about having, whether it's a mom or a dad or both, having an athletic background, because then essentially kids come along and it's kind of just like natural that you go into that. And definitely there's some of the families where the kids start sports and the rest of the family wasn't. But it's definitely, I think, really all of us too in sports throughout the years. It's just sort of kind of like natural getting into it. So, did you play other sports growing up besides football?
Like I said, basketball, and I ran track. But track was really like, I don't know. I don't really like track that much. I like track meets though. I like competing and things like that. But track practice, it wasn't it for me. But basketball actually was something that I was actually really good at, in my opinion. Like getting articles in high school and things like that. But only thing I'm 5'10", you feel me? So I'm like, I'll probably be better playing football or getting an offer in football at cornerback than being a 5'10" point guard when this dude's like Cade Cunningham that's 6'8" and Shea 6'5" and things like that. They don't want me. They don't want me. Even the corners nowadays, they getting taller. You see the 6'5" corners, 6'4" corners and things like that. So I just always knew, like, but basketball was something that was like second nature. Like, we can go to the rec right now and we can go put up some shots and we gonna have some fun. Like, basketball is different. Basketball is something that we gonna always be able to do. Go to the rec. Football, you're not gonna get a bunch of your guys and be like, let's go do some 7-on-7. Right? Like, it's just not gonna happen like that. So basketball is fun, something that I loved growing up. Did it all the way until senior year of high school, when I had to stop, and then got the offer in football and things like that. But I was league MVP. We won 2 league MVPs in a row. Like, we was pretty good. Like, I was in Southern California D1, so we was playing to get some good competition, but we never won like no CIF or anything like that.
So getting recruited growing up, did you have any other offers, or was there anywhere else you were looking at going?
So at the final on the decision day, I had San Jose as well, and then earlier in my senior year, I was committed to Idaho, the Vandals. Mm-hmm. So had a couple little looks, not a lot. I was around the time with COVID, so a lot of coaches that were had interest in me was like, man, we want you, but we just don't have the numbers. Because it's a lot of guys, they in their 5th, 4th year, they physically, mentally, everything ready. They stand another year, and this dude from high school coming in, not as ready. So I respected it, and it just fueled me.
Yeah, we've definitely got players talking about, especially like right in that age range of COVID, whether it was recruiting year or still in high school or before. How did that whole deal kind of work for you in high school athletics and kind of moving forward?
It was a lot of up and down. It was an up and down process. Like one day you feeling like necessarily like top of the world. You got your offers. You thinking more schools gonna offer you and things like that. Then it came to the point where I was going to junior colleges and tapping in with their coaches and things like that and their players, like letting them know that it's a high possibility that I'll be playing for y'all. But they were letting me know that I was a qualifier and that even if I did have to go to JUCO, it would have been a quick process. Just ball, get some film, and go from there. But Montana State, they got me like that February before. So we signed in April, right? And then so Coach Vegan texted me like in February that he was interested. Don't post nothing on social media because it's like one school offer you. Now everybody want to see what's going on. So he like, we got Sac State, UC Davis, these Cali schools. Maybe they might take our Cali guys. So I think that was smart. And the best decision was me coming here over San Jose because we thinking, oh, that's Mountain West or they FBS. But I knew I was gonna win more here. I felt like I was gonna be a better player here and things like that. I looked in the crowd and seen the games and And I never seen no games be crowded like that. I didn't been to USC games, and USC games wasn't even crowded like that. So it's just things like that. I seen the support and I seen the love, and then it was other LA guys that was here. So it was just second nature. Just pull up to Montana State, and I love it.
Yeah, for sure. So kind of piggybacking off of that, was your ultimate goal to play college football, or what did that look like? Kind of getting into high school football and kind of look at what am I going to do with my life? Was it a goal for you?
Yeah, it was a goal. It was a goal for sure. So when I first got to high school, I was more on the hoop dream still. So I was still thinking about the hoop dream. I was playing varsity as a freshman, so I'm like, okay, maybe I have a shot. But just more as like I just started seeing the high school scene and seeing the dudes that was getting offered in basketball versus football. I'm like, okay, it's a lot of more dudes getting offers in football. I mean, there's dudes averaging 30 in high school, 20 plus, like really balling, but just the politics of basketball wasn't letting them get offers and things like that. So I'm like, once I seen that it was dudes that was getting, my boy had the first game of the season, he was balling. Man, the college called the coach at halftime, said we wanted to offer him. So and this is one of my best friends that I also played on the basketball team with, and he balled just as like he balled on the football field, he balled on the basketball court with no looks. Nobody looked at him. He was probably 6'2". I'm 5'10", so I was just thinking, like, I didn't really doubt myself. I was just being smart, just like coaches was telling me, like, just you got to be real. And then once I had like sophomore year, coaches actually started showing interest. That's when really made me make the transition. Like, okay, I'm a football player. I play basketball, but I'm a football player.
For sure, kind of get the ball rolling, kind of things start coming into picture. Yeah, makes sense.
Did you want to stay in California to play football, stay close to your family, or did you want to kind of get away from all that?
Honestly, man, I wanted the best experience possible, but just growing up, being my dream school, like a school like USC, UCLA, things like that, maybe. But once I got out here and seeing how I grew as a person and as a football player, I don't think I would have made that same transition when you 20 minutes away from home, where something might not go good and you just so easy to go home. Feel me? Versus you got to come back to your dorm room and it's just you in there, or there's no family really to comfort you.
Has your family been able to come out to a few games
throughout
your career?
Yeah, they came to a couple games. Almost every year that I done contributed a little bit, they came to games. This year been the most games they came to so far.
Good.
Nice. So when you talked about making your ultimate decision coming to Montana State, was there something about the Bobcats, Montana State, Bozeman, Montana, that set apart other schools, or what was deciding factors there?
It was the support. When I'm looking at the games on YouTube, because I was that kid. I was the kid that I looked up every game that Montana State played they had on YouTube. So I'm just looking at the crowd, and even when they're playing away, what the crowd looks like, and then I've seen it actually in person. It's just the support, the love you get from the community. The coaches really want to see you be a good person, not just a good football player. Because when I first got here, I was like, I'm a good football player, and a lot of the things off the field wasn't right. Like, I'm not no bad person. You can ask anybody, but just discipline and consistency, things that I'm still battling with now, was even worse when I coming in here 17, 18 years old, not handling my business like a man. Like,
yeah, and guys, I think that's something pretty consistent, especially because football players that we've talked about coming here and the community support and the team support and all that, how Coach Vegan does a fantastic job with the on-the-field stuff, but also off-field stuff. I mean, you guys being super involved in the community, meet and greets, autographs, all that stuff. I think that's something that sets Coach Vegan and the Montana State program aside from others, is the community part. So, yeah, certainly what we've heard a lot throughout our episodes.
Like, coming from a fan standpoint, we love going down on the field every game and everybody's back out. Go talk to guys, get pictures, signatures, and, like, definitely out in public too. Like, you guys are kind of like local celebrities to us. Right. So it's kind of cool to see you guys, and then you guys willing to take your time, say hi, take a picture, autograph, whatnot. Right. So it's just awesome that coaches raise you guys.
It's a dream. You feel me? It's a dream when a kid, and it makes me, I can't speak for everybody else, but it makes me feel so good after a game when some little kids come up to you and they actually know your name, or feel me, like that makes my day. Honestly, I like being like I'm never gonna, no matter how big I'm never gonna be the type of dude that I don't want no pictures or nothing. Cause I remember being that kid and looking up to somebody. It's like me looking up to a Dory Jackson or one of the good players at USC. This is the same thing. These kids from Montana, this is their pro football. Mm-hmm. So when they see dudes like Tommy Malott, Taco Dollar, these dudes are really superstars. Like honestly, like these dudes are actually that because of how big football is in Bozeman and Montana in general, and just dudes are making a name for themselves. Like I love that people just want to hear what I got to say from bringing me up on the podcast, and I'm just blessed and humbled.
Yeah, and I think that's you mentioned the kind of like the pro football thing in Montana. That's what it is. I know the broadcast talked about last week. It's like Montana's Super Bowl because we don't have the pro sport. So it's like the biggest thing we get here, which certainly shows between attendance and everyone watching on TV. So
yeah, and I think we're the only state that is landlocked for professional sports, because all of the states around us don't have professional sports. So it's really Bobcat and Grizzly football is the professional sports in the state of Montana.
Right. Yeah, there you go. All right, so this is your third year with the Cats, is that correct?
Fourth.
Okay,
fourth,
so
yes.
yeah, kind of want to talk about favorite moment, if you have a specific favorite moment or just a season, or kind of just talk through your time with the Cats so far.
It's kind of hard to beating the Grizz at their house. Mm-hmm. I think it's hard to beat that one. Just understanding. I've been there and got my butt kicked. We've seen it on TV. It's just going into that environment. Honestly, I feel like sometimes that game is bigger than any other game. But if we're putting good stuff on tape and we winning and we're one of the best defenses, why change what we do? So sometimes I think when a big game come, we might try to do a little bit too much, do somebody else's job. I think in games like that, we'll just be able to ease your mind, stay poised, and understand like adversity gonna come and things like that. Like games like that is always my favorite. Like even games like, believe it or not, the Natty game that we had is a high memory for me because we went into that halftime with a lot of dudes with they head in their lap like it was over, and we showed resilience that we came out. We could have easily laid down and kind of got blew out. We know what the history is when North Dakota State play against teams. They blow them out, this, that. But we showed a fight. But we knew. We went back after that game and said that first half we played lost us the Natty. Because we understood we even played 25% better, 10% better in that first half. We win that game. But it just experiences like that is going to help us in this next run. Understanding that we can't ease into no game. We can't expect them to lay down because we Montana State. We're going to get everybody best shot. That's all we always hear. We're going to get everybody best shot. What's going to happen when Montana State get these guys our best shot? And I think we're going to be hosting that trophy this year when we give everybody our best shot.
Yeah, and it's back, like you said, just sticking true to what you guys know and not getting out of yourselves when you get to that high game, just sticking to what you know. So, yeah, now we can kind of go back and talk about Cat Grizz weekend, the game, and kind of that whole week. Talk us through, especially this being such a big win in Missoula at their house. Talk us through how the day and that whole week went.
First, I'm gonna start off with the week, and probably a couple weeks before we had Coach Sean Herron, our strength and conditioning coach, just having us do a lot of mental things like they fill out a paper and then they have like 45-pound weights. They blue, this pound weight they red, and like show it how to set up this set up the diagram with the pictures and colors, and he'll show us for 15 seconds. He don't show us no more. Now we got to remember what he showed and place it like exactly how it was on the picture. Like maybe be like, oh, that ain't nothing. But it just put in your mind in uncomfortable positions, because that's what we going to do when we go into enemy territory. We going to be in uncomfortable positions. Maybe some things we mess up on. What's going to happen? Are we going to fall? If we going to fall, we going to blame the teammates. So coach was just on just mental things, because we understood, like I said before, this game is really emotional. It's big on emotion, the highs and the lows. So we understood if we don't get too high or too low, just be even killed and just have every play as his own play, we was going to do what we wanted to do. And we left some plays out there giving up some key conversions on third and long that we don't do, and we going to fix that up. But it was just you know how rivalry week is. Everybody got just a little bit more like fuel. You feel me? But at the same time, the coach was just letting everybody know we don't have to do nothing spectacular. We don't got to be no miracle in Missoula. You feel me? It's just gonna take and everybody do their 111th. Honestly, I wanted to blow out. When I seen them and I seen the teams they played, I honestly think they don't want to see us again. They don't want to see us at our house. Honestly, it's not gonna be nice. It's not gonna be nice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't think the Grizz want to see us in the semis if we get to that point, especially because it would be here. So
Yeah.
And with the possibility of that being a night game too, or late in the evening, I believe, just adds extra element. So kind of going back to the national championship, that field in Texas, it's a grass field. Is there like, I know because that's different to play on than the turf you guys are used to. Are you preparing for that like weeks and ahead, or you kind of just getting the feel for it as soon as your wheels down in Texas?
It was kind of when the wheels was down in Texas, we had grass fields that we were practicing on, of course. But other than that, we really wasn't preparing for that. We had some different cleats, the longer studded cleats that help us in the grass. But honestly, as long as the grass not too slick, I actually like breaking in the grass a little bit more.
Okay.
Because just the I never had no crazy injury like no ACL, MCLs or nothing like that. But that turf is unforgiving. Like you stop your foot too much in that turf, you could hurt something. I feel like in that grass, my knees feel better and things like that. Just that harder surface on the turf. I like the grass, to be honest, but when they wet the grass before the game and it's already a little slick out there, it is pretty tough.
I think that the first national championship game when
when we
that
whole day being so rainy and so
Yeah.
you kind of saw it coming, but
our first season with Tommy, where he really
he
took
went
that
down
quarterback
on, like, the
and
first
went down the
drive.
first quarter, and we're like, okay, great.
That game was over quick, but
Yeah, it fell right into the type of game that they like to play that year. They was smash mouth football. It was raining, and they gave it to the fullback from the Cowboys.
yeah.
That boy was killing that game. That was the year right before I came too. I came that 2022 fall.
But now this national championship games in Nashville at Vanderbilt, and that's a significantly larger stadium than Toyota Field. So,
Should we be able to get more Cats fans down there? Make it
yeah,
nice and
for
loud?
sure.
yep.
And I don't think flights being overly complicated to get there, I don't think it's
And
going to
I
be a
think
huge issue to get fans there.
A lot more people are a lot less stressed about tickets this year, it's because there's a lot more of them, so people are less worried they're going to sell out. So
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. And I think we talked about it last week a little bit. I've talked to guys about it this week, but Vanderbilt campus, if you guys have not been there, it's unbelievable. I was there for going to watch Vandy baseball in the spring. And the baseball field's incredible, football field's incredible, but that entire campus is nuts. So
They
it's
got some
definitely a cool
money down
experience. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
They got some money down
And
there.
some really, really smart guys that go there that are also very good athletes. So, yeah. Especially baseball being top 5, 10 last couple years is pretty cool to see. But,
The
yeah, definitely a fun
Vanderbilt
place.
Stadium, Vanderbilt can hold double from what Toyota
From what
Stadium
Texas,
held.
Yeah. Wow.
it's what 50 something or is it
40,350.
Yeah, and they're doing all the expansions and stuff when I was there, so we'll see how much of that is done when we get there. But yeah, should be a lot of fun. And if we get the opportunity to go back and play, to go to Nashville, I'm excited. It'd be a lot of fun to get to play in the Music City. So
We gonna be there. I promise you that. I don't make too many promises. We gonna be there though.
I'd like to hear that.
I'm definitely liking our odds after winning the brawl and getting the. I was worried about our odds a little bit if we were gonna have to go travel to Brookings or Frisco or not Frisco, Fargo, but with it being through Bozeman, I think our odds are significantly improved there.
Speaking of Brookings, man, that my freshman year when we played them boys at their house, and it was like -13.
Oh yeah, that was a cold
God,
game.
that was the coldest day of my life. The coldest day of my life, easily. I was on the sideline freezing.
Yeah,
If they called me to get in the game, I can't get in this one. I got defrost.
Yeah, that was a cold game, for sure. I mean yeah. Brooklyn's
Glad we're not having
the
to go
one
back there as
Dakota State. We're the one Dakota that's not in a dome.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
Yeah. All right, should we get a little bit of Instagram Q&A here?
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
sure. You want to start us with our first one here, Brady?
Yep. First one from Erica Tate. What is the go-to song in the locker room?
We probably gonna say that "Walk in Your Trap, Take Over Your Trap" or that "Finito" by Chief Keef.
Hey.
Probably that "Finito" by Chief Keef. We play that right before we run out, get everybody hyped up.
Nice. Do you have the questions from Nick on the doc? Or
Yeah, I do.
Do you want to ask the next one?
Or actually, yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll pull them up.
This next one here is from Cade Kimball. How did you become a cornerback, and have you always played that position?
Yes, I played cornerback at 5 years old at flag football, and it was just the type of person I am, the competitor I am. I just always loved corner. The players I loved would play corner. Deion Sanders, the Richard Shermans, the Darrell Reeves, the Charles Woodsons, things like that. Always players that I love. So it was that. And just going to camps and things like that, seeing 35 receivers, 3 cornerbacks, I'm getting way more reps at corner. So I just fell in love with it.
Sure. All right. Next one here from Carly Torsdahl or Mango. Shout out Mango. Fellow player that has mentored you the most.
Fellow player that's mentored me the most. Believe it or not, whether he know it or not, probably be Simi. My boy Simeon Woodard. He was a 4-year starter. Somebody that really was day in, day out, was just sharp and was crafty, savvy, good feet, patient, smart. Feel me? He didn't even know it. I was watching his every step, like, because he showed me something, like, because he wasn't the biggest guy, but he was out there strapping, he was out there tackling, doing everything, being physical and everything. So I'll say it'd be my boy Simi, just being an older guy in my room.
Like it.
All right. Next one, also from Erica Tate. Who on the team would you not let date your sister?
All them guys. All them guys. Only person I let date my daughter, my boy Michael Rubik. Michael Rubik, that's only body. Nah, nobody though, for real. Nobody. I know them dudes for real. Nobody.
All right, you heard it here first.
Nobody.
Nobody.
All right, Keegan, you want to get that next one?
Yeah, all right. Jared Peterson here, Compton Cowboy. Who came up with that nickname?
Compton Cowboy. Was that Grace? Did Grace come up with that one? Grace might have came up with the Compton Cowboy. I might be giving her too much love, but I think Grace might have came up with the Compton Cowboy. I like that one.
Yeah. All right. Our last question here is from Chloe Isher. We already kind of touched on this earlier, but why did you choose Montana State?
The tradition, the fan support, the player ran program, and just for the most part, it's just the love of the community, and just we want to win. We went 8-4, and that was a horrible year. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So like that tells you something.
Yep.
Sure. All right, guys. Thank you for submitting questions for the Instagram. Really appreciate it. I think we all decided before the show we're gonna have to add the who do not let date your sister or daughter to our rapid fire questions that we'll ask, because I think that's a pretty good one to get
that's a
answers
good one
across
for
the
sure.
board. So
Yeah.
we had a good buddy of ours, Spencer, who's on the club hockey team, and he said one of his teammates, he's like, no, he can't go even close to my sister. And then apparently they went and talked about it the next week in the locker room. And he's like, hey, why'd you throw me under the bus? And then the coach asked the team, would any of you guys, and everyone was like, no.
No.
Yeah.
We know these guys. We with these guys 24/7. We do no.
All right. We'll move into our rapid fire here. What's your favorite place to eat in Bozeman?
Cafe Zydeco. Y'all had that yet?
Good.
Yeah,
Yep.
good.
Good.
Had
I
that?
love that
Oh
answer.
my god,
Yeah.
man! Cafe Zydeco, easy.
I haven't been there in a
I
while.
do think they
Sponsor.
tried to.
I need to sponsor.
They tried to sell a few years ago,
No, don't do
but
it.
they're back open. So
They need to stay open. So
Yeah.
good answer.
Good answer. You got the
Yeah.
next
All
one?
right. Favorite thing or things to do outside of football?
I'm a simple guy, man. Listen to music, hang with the fam.
nice and simple. All right. Let's see. Favorite moment with the Cats so far in your
Which
career?
we kind of touched on.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say I'm gonna just pick one. I'm gonna say that going to the Natty, that whole little experience, that whole week. The wins and losses, I'm gonna say wins and lessons. Wins
Yeah.
and lessons.
What would you say was the best part of that week?
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be a kid right now. I'm gonna say when I went in the locker room and I seen my nameplate engraved in the what's, and I'm like, hold on, I'm really here. And then the Natty, like I'm here. and I don't want to be selfish because a lot of things I do is more for the team and for my guys, but things like that, it just, I sat back a little bit and was like, I'm in Texas. Feel me? I'm in Texas in a national championship, things we dreamed of. So it was that. It was just the whole little experience going through the little ceremony, all that stuff, man. It was a dream come true, honestly, man. It was honestly a dream come true.
All right. Let's see. Who has been the biggest impact or influence in your journey so far?
For sure, Pops. For sure, my dad. He the one taught me how to be resilient, man. The ups and downs in life that he done went through. He always continued to send me things like if I show y'all my Instagram reels right now, it's about 10 reels of him on DB drills, DB things like he's trying to better me, things like that. He trying to better himself. I see he in the gym now. He hitting 50. He in the gym. First time he got a 6-pack. He like, son, I got a 6-pack. I ain't never had a 6-pack in my life. So just things like that is motivation that he always, like, we always motivated each other. Like, me and my pops used to be outside playing to 21 against each other on the court. Like, where I'm telling him, come back outside. Don't go in the house because he beat me and he want to go in the house now. Like, so it was really my pops. It just everything I do I get it from my pops. And I wanted to be like my pops. So, my pops.
Nice. You want next one?
Yeah, if you could play any sport that you haven't played professionally, what would it be and why?
Either baseball or soccer, they get paid. Them boys get paid. And they fight a little bit. They get a little feisty out there. You feel me? Yeah. They get. I like that. I like that. So I'll say probably soccer or baseball, for sure.
That's a good answer.
All right. If you could give one piece of advice to the younger generation of athletes, what would it be?
Live in the moment. Live in the moment. Don't think ahead too much. It's always good to have a plan and what you want to do, because I think a person that has a plan and knows what he want to do before it really gets there, it's a success. But for the most part, just being where your feet are. Don't think too much about the past or the future, and then put in the work. Really, that should have been when I said put in the work. Do the work when people not looking, because that's the biggest thing in my life, is doing the work that people really don't see, that you don't got to post on Instagram and things like that, because the work when nobody watching is really the things people going to see.
Yeah, good answer. All right, next question here. What's your favorite place to go in Bozeman?
Like a favorite hangout spot or something like that?
I'd say bar 9. Maybe after a game, specs or something, watch the games or something, chill, party with some little, like that's just my vibe, man. It's good vibe, some music, chilling, got some little food somewhere close. Be good, man. I'm a simple dude, man.
Just to kind of go off of that, our cousin, he graduated from Virginia Tech, so he knows big football like that, but he's been living here. And after Cat Grizz, he went to the R Bar that night, and he saw, like, all you guys there. He was like, everyone was there, and he was just kind of dumbfounded and starstruck by that like, all of you guys are back out. Yeah. They're partying. And
for sure after that game. Yeah. For sure everybody was outside. Yeah, you got to.
All right, and the last one here for rapid fire. Favorite song and or artist right now?
Man, my boy Rod Wave, man. He talked to the soul. That boy Rod for sure. Rod just he get you in that mood. Like, Rod got a little bit of a song for like every mood. I feel like, you feel me, get you a little sad, get you back up, things like that, make you think about the path and journey that brought you here and things like that. That's what I like mainly about Rod Wave. He a dude kind of from like the slums that made it. You feel me? Now he trying to show the youth, because my thing is showing the youth and not validating the BS that we validate in the black community, which like violence and stuff like that with gangs and stuff. My main thing is being a dude that you can go and show these people that you just more than just a dude from Compton. Like, I could really talk in the building with anybody. You feel me? So things like that. Understanding that there's way more life and way more things in life to see than just Compton, California, and things like that. And I'm coming Bozeman, Montana, where it's snowing outside. Like, we don't got no snow in Southern California. So just showing dudes that it is way bigger things in life than just football. Anyway, like, football is just the title and the things that we do. Like, we could do, like, even like things with the podcast, like this real stuff, people get to talk and just express themselves. Like I think it should be a lot more things like that. But even with the social media things, a lot of opinions don't even need to be even said or heard. But for the most part, it's good to express yourself. And I like how y'all asking questions and stuff. I think this shit hella cool.
Yeah, for sure. I think something like part of the big reason we started this podcast is get to meet a lot of cool people, which we have in 14 weeks of doing this, but also, like you said, being able to express yourself, come on the show and feel relaxed. It's not uptight and all this. Like, yeah, we've got stuff we're going to talk about, but still loose and be able to laugh and have fun, which I think is a huge part of stuff like this. So, yeah, like it. All right. You want to ask our question of the week?
I actually have one more question that I thought of while I was doing this. Do you have a favorite Bobcat tradition?
The money count.
Yeah.
I think that's a great
When we
answer.
start playing that at like during the game, especially when we playing the Grizz. Like when we playing the Grizz, we whooping on it. Oh, come on, man.
I think last year when it was in Bozeman, I started a counter. They played it 5 times in the second half. Like when we were whooping them, and everybody just goes wild every single time.
Yeah, that's that money for sure. You play that anywhere. It could be in a bar, whatever. That money probably the best.
Oh,
yeah.
Bobcat.
That's a good answer right there. All right. Question of the week. Do you have our stats, Brady, for how many people have said yes and no?
Yep. So ask the question, then I'll pull up the stats.
So our question of the week is: does pineapple belong on pizza? And
It belongs on pizza, but I don't like pineapples on my pizza. It belongs on pizza though. Feel me? Sauce it up a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So
Or
with
what,
that,
10
we're 13 yeses and 2 no's so far. The 2 no's being Carson Williams and Jed Miller from the basketball team.
Them both my guys too. Them both my guys.
All right. Hopefully we'll be able to do something fun like in the basketball team because we'll really have a good lineup of who likes it, who doesn't.
Yeah.
So
Shout
that'll
out
be
my
cool to
boy
see.
Jedi Hoops and my boy Cars, man. My boys for real.
Yeah. Jed was a lot of fun to have on us. We had him and Patrick McMahon on. It was a fun episode. So yeah,
Pat,
super,
my guy too.
yeah,
Good people.
super great guys to talk to. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Trivia.
Moving on to our trivia question this week. So I'll ask you the question, and then you'll have the option to phone a friend if you don't know what the answer is. The question this week is: when was the last time the Cats finished the season with an undefeated season?
Last year.
So perfect.
The one lost last year. So when was the last time it was completely undefeated through the national championship?
So we won 56, 72, and 84. Got to be one of them. I might got to call somebody. Who I want to call?
Second or third phone a friend we've had so far. I still think our most entertaining is with Mackenzie and Tegan, where they called Coach Jen.
That was good.
Actually, I'm gonna call Big Perk. Y'all know Big Perk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's call Big Perk right quick. What if he don't answer on me? That's cold. You know he a busy man. He's constantly doing business. He ain't gonna take too long, man. It's gonna have to be that. Let me see.
You're in the right direction with the 3 dates you give.
It's one of those 3.
Yeah, it's one of those 3.
I feel like it'd be 76.
No, close. It's
84 one.
No, it's 56.
Oh, the 56.
Yeah, we had.
They were smacking us like that.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, we had 2 losses in 84, and I think we had 1 in 76. So.
I'm thinking y'all was saying regular season. My bad for them.
Yeah,
I said
yeah.
us. I said us.
All right, good deal. All right, another fun week with trivia. We're having a lot of fun with this.
All right, moving on to some recap. Brady, you want to talk about women's basketball?
Yes. So women's basketball. What day was this? Saturday.
Yes, Saturday.
Saturday. They picked up a huge win over Colorado. One of the best games the girls have played this season.
Yeah.
They were on fire the entire game. There was never a dull moment. So they trailed for most of the game with a 34-43 deficit at halftime. And then we had Taylor Chirk with a layup in the final seconds to put them up ahead 71-70. And then we had 3 Cats in double digits, those being Taylor with 21, Addie Harris with 19, and freshman Heidi Smith was 10.
Yeah, I feel like every week when we talk about women's basketball, we talk about double-digit figures, high scores. It's Taylor and Addison. So,
They're the
it's a pretty
reoccurs.
common theme. So
Also, Taylor picking up the
Yes.
Big Sky Player of the Week.
Yep.
For
Which-
second
Second
back
week in a
now.
row.
Yeah,
Second
and
week in a row.
like we talked with the guys last week, I'm sure that's first of many this season for her. But that was a really fun game to watch. I mean, that's a huge win for them, especially against a school like Colorado. Because coming off of that loss against Troy, that was I think that past Thursday, another really good team. That's a far trip for them to go on. But come up to Colorado, I think Saturday or Sunday, I don't remember. But super back and forth. But yeah, they pulled ahead in the final seconds and got it done. So that was a really fun game.
Moving on to some men's basketball. They played on Saturday against Utah State. They lost in overtime, 84-81. That was a really close game. It looked like at the end of that fourth quarter, I wasn't able to watch the game. I just was able to watch the score because I don't have Mountain West Network. But we looked like we were falling behind and doing what we usually do, which is where we're in the game for most of the game, and then we give it up at the end. But then we actually started to come back and got it back up to get into overtime. But then obviously couldn't seal it in overtime. But still I feel like all our losses this year have been real tight losses for the men.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even before the season, we're kind of talking about prediction stuff moving into the season. You look at their non-con schedule, which they had Colorado, Boise State, Stanford. Who else do they have? Obviously Utah State, and then they had that blowout win against Northwest Indian College, and then Denver U at home too. They lost by I think 2, but
They're supposed to win that one too.
yeah, for sure. But I think we talked about it last week. Still having a really young and new team this year. I think a lot of new faces on the staff, so it's a big task for Coach Logie to kind of dive in and figure out what's going to work with a brand new team. Obviously with graduating seniors, transfer portal, all that. But I think they've certainly been playing some great basketball throughout the preseason and only losing by 4, 3, 5 to these big schools, Colorado, Stanford, Utah State. I think gives a pretty good look at what the men's team is going to look like this year. I'm excited to see what they look like in conference play.
Yep.
It'll certainly be interesting, but I think it's definitely a good sign, especially with so many new faces on the team this year. So.
Yeah. We want to move on to around the FCS here?
Yep.
Okay. So
Very entertaining first round.
First round, yeah.
So Illinois State beat number 16 Southeastern Louisiana 21-3. The winner of that goes on to play NDSU this week in Fargo. Illinois State, their defense dominated, forcing 4 turnovers to shut down the pass-heavy Southeastern Louisiana offense. Despite being outgained in total yards, Illinois State will move on to play that number 1 seed with NDSU.
Come on, Illinois State, just beat them.
I would love to see
I
them.
want them boys. I don't want nobody to beat them but us.
All right.
That's fair.
I think that game went pretty much as expected, even though Illinois State wasn't the ranked team there. I think most people still expected them to win. Moving on, this was a big game this week. Yale at number 15 Youngstown State. Yale won 43-42. They were down quite heavily at half. They were down 36-7, and then they were down 42-7 in the third quarter. And they had a massive comeback in that second half to secure the win and come on to playoffs this week. But I mean, that was a thrilling game.
Youngstown having nightmares right now as we
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah, I don't know what happened at halftime in the locker room, but it worked.
I
Whatever
think-
happened.
I think it was something a lot of people did, where they turned off the game at halftime and they're like,
Yeah, me
okay,
too.
it's over.
Yeah.
Looking at like the ESPN win probability right at halftime.
80%.
It was like 99.7%.
Yep, Yale had a 0.7% win at halftime, and then they stayed pretty low in the single digits and then immediately spiked. But I turned off the game and we were kind of keeping tabs on it, and we were out of our buddy's house, and I go out in the garage and I'm like, Yale won, and he's like, no way.
Yeah.
And we're like, we had turned the game off, and it's really funny. The scores were almost identical. Youngstown State put up 14 in the first and 21 in the second, and then Yale put up 15 in the third and 21 in the fourth.
Yeah, I was up in the mountains with my buddy hunting, and we were watching the game, and then around half we turned it off because we were going to go hike back to the truck. And that's when Youngstown was up, and we're like, oh, this game's over. It doesn't matter anymore because we weren't seeing any elk. And then as we're driving back into town, we get back up into cell service when we passed over back into Bozeman. And I look down at my phone, and I'm like, oh, there's 2 minutes left, and Yale's up by 1. I'm like, oh, okay, that didn't go as I was expecting. But kind of the result I was hoping for because I wanted to play an Ivy in the playoffs.
Yeah,
this
we
year.
talked about that a couple weeks ago. Wanting to
Just because
see
I
an
think
Ivy
that'd
League.
be cool, and I have a very strong feeling that we're going to be able to beat Yale this week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Seeing what they've been doing, they like a lot of quick game and things like that. And they got that on number 7. He's pretty legit, but ain't nobody finna just come and run on us. That's not happening.
Yeah, there's been, the Yale Barstool has been doing a lot of crap talking about how because they had 52,000 fans at one game for their rivalry game, and I looked at their attendance stats, and I'm like, you were averaging like 4,000 people a game in your 70,000 seat stadium.
And they called us a high school stadium.
So I'm like, yeah, how you bring your 4,000 fans that like to come? We can fit them in the standing room only.
Yep.
There, you can sit in your little place and watch your
Definitely
team
being
lose.
experienced for him getting to see
Can't
Bobcat
call
Stadium.
us high
so.
school. High school, the ones where they be having a track around the field.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Next game, number 12 Villanova, 52-7 over Harvard. So
Ooh-wee.
another big game. I had Harvard in this because I would just want to see an Ivy League move on, but
Yeah.
Villanova taking a big game.
Yeah, I think this is what most people are expecting. I think everyone kind of wanted Harvard to win because, they wanted to see the Ivies get a win in the first round of the playoffs, and this is the team that they thought was going to do it. But obviously Harvard got destroyed. And the winner of that goes on to play Lehigh.
5 Lehigh. Yeah.
So that'll be good. Excited to see how Villanova plays in these playoffs. I think Lehigh is one of those teams where Villanova might actually have a shot at getting a win here and advancing to the quarters. Moving on, this was a big game this week. North Dakota at number 13 Tennessee Tech. North Dakota won 31-6. North Dakota's defense, led by Lance Rucker, had multiple strip sacks, stifled the high-scoring Tennessee Tech offense. The Fighting Hawks pulled away in the fourth quarter with 21 unanswered points.
Ooh.
They'll come on to face number 4 Tarleton State this year, with their only loss being to Abilene Christian, who's the 10 seed. So that should be a good game this week. North Dakota, I think they're a good team. They almost beat the Grizzlies. I think they're good. They have a chance of making a pretty good playoff run this year. So excited to see what they can do. Did you guys watch that game? Do you have any thoughts?
I kept tabs on it. Nothing too much to comment on it.
Mm-hmm.
I know North Dakota can be dangerous sometimes, but yeah.
It'll be exciting to see him again if we do. So
Yeah, I could see them advancing to the quarters or the semis. So should be a good game. I'd tune into that one this week. Number 14 South Dakota State beat New Hampshire 41-3. That one was in Brookings.
The Blizzard Bowl.
The Blizzard Bowl, yeah.
For real.
That game looked cold, as we were talking about earlier. Their quarterback Chase Mason is returning from injury this week, or did he return? I think he was returning this week.
He played last week.
Did he play last week? Yeah. So with him back, I think that they are not a 14 seed team. They're going to be a tough team going on to play in Missoula this week. That should be a game to watch. I think playing in Washington Grizzly, those two teams. I think that'll be one to watch. I mean, obviously we won't be watching because we'll be watching the Cats game, but that might be one to have the score in the bottom of the phone.
yeah, I think SSU getting their quarterback back, that's a big part, especially they go on that. I mean, start the season hot and then go on that 4-game losing skid.
Yeah.
Lose a quarterback, losing skid. It was like South Dakota State is kind of falling apart right now, but it'll be interesting to see, especially I think what will be a really good matchup for them against the Grizz. Should be a good game.
Yep.
Should be interesting to see how things shake out.
I would not be surprised if whoever wins that game goes on to play us in the semifinals.
Oh yeah, most
So,
definitely. That's for sure. Who win that game gonna play us in the semis? I don't see nothing else happening.
Yeah.
I do want to just say South Dakota State with all the players jumping in the snow piles after touchdowns. That made Sports Center just about every night since Saturday. So it's kind of cool to see those
there's a lot
FCS
of snow.
teams getting attention because, the FCS is overlooked quite often because,
Yeah, most
they're
def.
nobody schools. And then you see them all over and they're like, oh, wait, you got national contenders every year that are huge teams, like repeating.
Yeah. All right. Next game on here, number 9 Rhode Island beat Central Connecticut State 27-19. This was a pretty close game, but Rhode Island was able to get the victory here. They'll go on to face UC Davis, we played 3 weeks ago. Both, I think, are pretty good schools, so this should be another tight matchup. Winner of this will probably end up playing North Dakota State in the quarterfinals. So, yeah. Do you guys have any thoughts on that game?
I mean, it'll be definitely interesting to see a West Coast team taking on an East Coast team like Rhode Island. I mean, obviously you're not seeing a matchup like that all season. So, I mean, definitely just another game to keep tabs on because Davis has definitely played good ball this year, but they can be beaten. So,
Yep.
stay on your toes. We'll see.
It's a 9 versus 8, and you got
They overrated. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah. I'm even kind of surprised that they even got the 8 seed. They lost to us, ISU, Washington, and I think there was one more. Or was that it?
It might have been one of the early season games. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I think it might have been
they were
3.
8-3.
Yeah, I think they were 8-3. But especially with that ISU loss, I would have figured they would have dropped to at least a 10 or 11.
Losing to them is crazy work.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, next game on here, number 10, ACU, Abilene Christian over Lamar, 38-20. It's a comfort one for ACU, and they move on to take on number 7, CUNF Austin. Not a lot with that game, but just more games to keep tabs on.
Yep. And that Abilene Christian Stephen F. Austin game, that should be another good one this week. A lot of good games this week to watch. But Abilene Christian, both are Texas schools. Both are purple. I kind of want to see Stephen F. Austin win that one just because they've canceled their last 2 games with us, being last year and this year when we had to play Mercyhurst.
Yeah.
So it'd be funny if they had to end up actually coming to Bozeman.
they're just scared.
Yep. And then our last game here, number 11, South Dakota beat Drake 38-17. South Dakota repeated its earlier season success against Drake with another 21-point victory. The Coyotes will head to face number 6 Mercer, and the winner of that game will face the winner of SDSU I believe. So another good matchup.
Yeah, and another big week for FCS. I mean, games really across the board have been pretty entertaining just to keep tabs on. So hopefully week 2, I don't have a doubt it'll be the same again. So yeah, stay tuned for FCS games, and yeah, it'll be exciting. So yeah, looking ahead to Bobcat athletics this week, another fun weekend ahead. So women's basketball, 2 games on the schedule this week. Tomorrow, Wednesday, the show will be out, or the game will be done by the time the show is out. But Wednesday, they're out at up in Fargo taking on NDSU, and then back home this Saturday, the 6th, taking on North Dakota. So tomorrow, the 3rd, 6 p.m. tip-off. That's on CBS SN. I don't think we might be able to watch the game. I don't know. We'll see. But back here Saturday, which we will be at, I think.
Possibly.
Possibly. I'll be there for sure.
It's a busy day for MSU athletics.
It is.
We'll get into that.
There's everything. But yeah, so back home Saturday, that's the 6th versus North Dakota. 6 p.m. tip-off on ESPN+. Cats really are scolding hot coming off that win against Colorado. 5-1 start to the season. That only loss being Troy, like we mentioned. So have a feeling it'll be another good game, another 2 games for the Cats this week. Hopefully pick up 2 more good non-con wins for a very young and very new team like we have talked about. So
I'd always love to beat the Bison.
yeah, for
Always.
sure. All right.
Yeah. Moving on to men's basketball, they also have 2 games on the slate this week. Wednesday, they play St. Thomas. That game is in the brick, so show up for that one. That'll be after this episode comes out. But and then Saturday, they're at Oral Roberts for the Big Sky Summit Challenge. 7 p.m. tip-off for that Wednesday game and 6 p.m. for the Oral Roberts game. There's no broadcast, I think, for that Oral Roberts game.
No, there's not, yeah.
But ESPN Plus for the other one. Cats definitely have some momentum coming off that overtime loss. They've been playing a lot of great basketball, staying with a lot of teams. Obviously, all of our losses have come in those tight last-second situations. So hopefully we can pick up some more wins this week against St. Thomas and Oral Roberts.
I do want to point out this is going to be a very interesting game against Oral Roberts because when we played them last, I don't know if you guys remember, but these guys were acting like soccer players. They're just flopping left and right, and the refs were going to call it every time. Like, I made a video compilation of everything that they did, every flop, and, like, he'd run up and do a layup, and he would just fall down and start yelling at the ref, and then they'd give him a penalty. But
all right, stay tuned. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right.
All right.
Brady, you want to talk about hockey?
Yep,
Yes.
Exciting week for hockey. It is Cat Grizz week. The Bobcats take on the Grizz for 2 games this week. Friday the 5th in Missoula, and then Saturday here in Bozeman at the Gallatin Fairgrounds. 7:30 puck drop each night at Wrestler Motors Ice Rink in Bozeman. With Cats coming off the Thanksgiving break, it's going to be interesting how they jump back in. Finishing up first half of the season, because for those that don't know how hockey works, sometimes they kind of have like 2 sections of seasons, so they have a nice break in between for Christmas. But I'm very excited because Cats hockey has been getting a lot of attraction lately. They national contenders last year. and made it to the tournament just about every year before that. But I will say, it's also the home game is also on the same night as basketball and the Christmas stroll. So if you're already in the downtown area, you can just pop down. And I would personally say come to hockey because it's going to be packed and there's going to be plenty more basketball games to come in the future. So we'd love to see a packed house there, and I'm sure the boys would love it too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've talked with Spencer, who we had on, and he said Cat Grizz hockey in past years, they get 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people packed in there, which is a lot.
I'm gonna pop out to that.
Yeah.
To what time it?
7:30.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and one thing that I think we can hope to do with the show and having Spencer on is putting club hockey on the map more, because the boys are really, really good, and they don't get enough credit as they should.
And I even think the new president even talked about trying to make it a D1 sport and
for
play
sure
in the brick. So I think that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be really cool. So yeah, come out. Tickets, try to get standing. All the actual seated tickets are gone, but there should be more standing room.
Yeah, if you're coming to do standing room, we'd recommend to be there early, as like even an hour in advance, because for that first game of the season, there's about a line of 80 people just to try to get in. But bring all your guys, because we love hecklers, and hockey's one of those sports where you can just yell at them the entire game and nobody's going to tell you off. Yep. So be there, be loud, and very excited.
Bring your best chirps for the
yes.
For sure. Hope to see you guys there. We'll be there. So yeah,
and it is encouraged to chip at the Grizz players when they're walking on and off the ice. And bonus points if you can get them to look at you or yell back at you.
All right. Moving on. Football. Obviously, second round of the playoffs this week. Coming off that bye. Playing Yale this Saturday, 12 p.m. kickoff on ESPN+. What are our thoughts on this game?
I'm pumped. Takhari, what should we be ready for? See from the Cats this weekend?
Man, dominance. We back at the crib. Give the fans a show. We got to kill these guys. We got to you got to show the nation what we about to do. Just show the nation that we not coming to play with nobody. We not taking nobody lightly. We don't care if it's Yale, NDSU, the Grizz. They got to see us, and it's coming through Bozeman.
Anything like special the team's been working on this week, or like anything different out of the ordinary coming into playoffs, or is it the same?
The same old stuff, to be honest. Just come out there, swarm on defense, be physical, be violent, offense, be balanced. If they try to pack the box, throw it. If they don't, we gonna run it down their face. So we gonna be good, honestly.
And I can tell you, we're getting that physical and violence, especially from Takhari and Mr. Carson Williams too. So,
two of our favorite guys to watch out on the field there.
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be fun. But 12 p.m. kickoff, so it'll be nice to have a day game. We're talking about maybe doing like breakfast at the tailgate. We're trying to figure that out.
That'll be interesting.
It'll be a nice.
Let me know where y'all at. I'm gonna come grab some right there.
We will. You'll see the crappy RV that we drag up there every weekend. So
maybe we'll bring some pancakes on the field after the game.
Yeah, there we go. Sneak a bag of pancakes and hand them out. I like that. We might have to.
All right. Brady, you want to talk about the Ice Dogs?
Yep. So obviously fall sports wrapped up for high school. They're starting to transition into winter, so nothing going on quite yet. But we do have some high school age hockey going on. The Ice Dogs went 1-1 over the weekend. One loss to Butte. It was just a slow game. You know, Butte's, they started slow. They're getting really good now. Part of the Frontier Division. So there's only like a couple of teams with the Frontier Division. They're one of the top contenders with Helena, and the Ice Dogs picked up a huge win over the Helena Bighorns. It's the Ice Dogs' rival, like their hugest rival because it's the closest team. Mm-hmm. And the Ice Dogs have not beat Helena in 3 years, so definitely exciting for the players and the parents. Definitely, we were sitting with Spencer Wilkinson, who plays for the for the Bobcats. His little brother Reed plays for the Ice Dogs, and I know his parents were so excited. The team was so pumped. It kind of looked like they just won the Stanley Cup. They're throwing everything and piling on each other because it's such a huge win for them to pick up. Because we've seen them play, and we knew that Helena's beatable. Like, it's in years past, they've been blowouts. It's been like 10-1, 10-2, which is ridiculously high, but we've known this season that they're beatable. And then huge shout-out to Reed Wilkinson, Spencer's little brother, for earning the third star in the Bighorns game, picking up a goal, 3 assists, a couple of points, some big hits, and, you
Yeah,
wanna add on that.
another fun week. I mean, like we said, hockey kind of getting on the map more. There's definitely more people coming to the Ice Dogs games this year, which is awesome to see. They're doing a lot of renovations in the rink, so fun to see. But yeah, another good week of athletics. So, yeah.
We'll move on to our bracket breakdown. This is replacing our game day picks. For those of you that entered our bracket challenge, it's pretty tight right now. Most people are sitting around 5 or 4 points coming off that first round. We're all tied right now at 5 points for our picks, so should be interesting to see how it shakes out this week. We can start with our first game on the docket for this week, which is Illinois State at North Dakota State. Brady, what are your thoughts?
I'm muted. All right, there we go. All right, we know that NDSU is a very tough team to play, and it's in Fargo, which is not easy to play at. So I hate picking them, but the Bison are to come through. But I do want to see them get upset, and I'd love to see that.
So you saying
It's going to be NDSU.
NDSU? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with you here on this one. I hate the Bison so much with a burning passion. But, yeah, I'm going to have to pick the Bison here with it being in Fargo, and I want redemption from last year in that national championship game. So, give me the Bison, horns down.
Yep. NDSU, I don't see how they don't take this. I mean, it'd be incredible if Illinois State does, but I think NDSU's got it.
All right, moving on here. Rhode Island at UC Davis. Brady, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think Davis definitely has talent. Not a lot of it, but they do got talent. I mean, they got that young quarterback who's super agile.
I really hope transfers because he is not fun to play against.
Yeah.
That boy was like that.
It was kind of reminding me a little bit of Tommy, giving a little flashbacks because he's just finding every little pocket to get through.
He's slippery.
I think Davis has this one, but it's going to be close.
Yeah, give me Davis here too. I think they're both good teams here, but I think with Rhode Island having to travel all the way across the country, that obviously impacts the team, and I think UC Davis is going to be able to come out on top here.
Yep. With you. Davis on this too. I think they got it in the bag.
Great. Next game on here, Lehigh against Villanova. Brady, what are your thoughts?
I feel like, Lehigh is undefeated. I feel like they've been one of those teams that's kind of like quietly there. I don't think they're going to be too dangerous, but I do think they're going to beat Villanova.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with you here too. I could see a Villanova upset here if I was going to see an upset in the second round, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Lehigh is going to be able to come out on top at home. They've been a pretty good team all year, obviously undefeated. So yeah, give me Lehigh.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a game to keep watch on. It's a 10-2 Villanova versus a 12-0 Lehigh. So really like all the games we talked about, keep tabs on this week. But I'm super excited to see how this game shakes out. I'm taking Lehigh here.
Yep. All right, next game here, North Dakota at Tarleton. What are your thoughts, Brady?
To be honest, I don't know much about either team right now. I'm going to go with Tarleton just because they have the 4.
I'm actually going to go with North Dakota on this one. Tarleton, they had that loss to Abilene Christian earlier in the year, which was a pretty bad loss for them. Abilene Christian, obviously a good team still, but I think North Dakota, all their losses have been to good teams this year. I think that they're on a bit of a hot streak after that Tennessee Tech win. I think they're going to go into Tarleton and they're going to show them who's boss. So give me the Fighting Hawks.
Yeah, I've got North Dakota going a little farther into my bracket than I think most people could. So I'm taking North Dakota here.
All right, moving on. The old DUM versus SDSU. What do we think here, Brady?
I hate each team equally. I don't even know what to think.
It's another good game. It has a potential.
I want the Grizz. I want them so bad for the semifinals because that's going to be even sweeter to demolish them in Bobcat Stadium for the semifinals. You just can't beat that. I think it's going to be a close game with South Dakota State getting their QB back. They're getting their momentum slowly built after coming off a 4-game lose streak. But I think Montana's going to squeeze one out in here.
Yeah, obviously hate the Grizzlies so much with a burning passion. But and I hate the Jacks too. But I think I want the Grizz to win this one just because I want that moment of on the field, playing Moni, heading to the national championship, beating the Grizzlies, sending them home. So
I mean, we're gonna get Moni regardless, but it'd be even sweeter if all the Grizz fans are watching.
Bobby's walking off the field and just, yeah. So I'm gonna take the Grizz here just because I want them in the semifinals.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I want the Grizz and Bozeman, so taking the Grizz.
All right, next game here we got South Dakota at Mercer. Brady, what are your thoughts?
South Dakota. That's obviously who we played in the semis last year.
Yeah.
They weren't. They put up some points. We demolished them.
Yeah. They actually helped us get that 1 seed last year because
They did.
They upset NDSU in that last game.
I think they had a decently win over Drake. It wasn't huge, but I think Mercer's going to come out on top in this matchup.
Yeah, I think Mercer's a tough team. I mean, they had that no contest against UC Davis in the beginning of the year. I think they've been a pretty good team. They've been a top seeded team in recent years. So I'm going to take Mercer here down in Georgia. Keegan, what are your thoughts on this?
Another potential to be a really good game. I believe I'm going to screw this up now because my bracket might be different, but I believe I have Mercer going on this, so yeah, Mercer.
Great. Next game here, Stephen F. Austin, Abilene Christian. Brady, what are your thoughts?
I'm pulling for Abilene Christian upset. I think that's what I had in my bracket. I like their odds right now.
Yeah, Abilene Christian, they're a good school. I mean, they beat Tarleton, which was a huge win for them this year. Tarleton beating Army. So, but I kind of want to see Stephen F. Austin win just because they canceled those 2 games on us, and just having to see him come back to Bozeman, I think would be so nice. So, give me Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah, I'm again right there with you, Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah. All right, and then last game of the week, obviously Montana State against Yale. Spread opened at 23.5, I believe, on Sportsbet Montana, and the over/under was, if I can pull it up on here,
we saw
57.5.
We saw two different
Yale teams.
We were looking at the over/unders this morning. We saw 2 different from Sportsbet Montana, and then
that FCS Sportsbook. So, yeah, I'm going to go – Brady, what are your over-under thoughts here?
Sorry, what was the over/under again?
57.5.
Ooh. I think we're going to go under, but not by a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you here, too. I think we're going to score somewhere high 40s, low 50s, and I think our defense is going to do a great job of shutting Yale down and making sure that we're staying under that threshold and keeping Yale from scoring really at all.
Yep. Again, right there with you, taking under. I think really you said it was exactly what I was going to say. I feel like Cat's offense is going to be there, especially after coming off of a big week in Missoula. I know the Cats defense is going to come out firing, like you said, and I'm super excited to watch. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think the Cats play one of their best games of the season here when it really matters. So
you know what I'm pulling for in this game?
What?
Another Caden Dowler pick 6.
I agree.
There we go.
4 weeks in a row. There you go.
Pick up another defensive player of the week. Get someone in there again. Do it.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah, for sure.
Great. Yeah, I think that just about does it for our bracket breakdown.
Yeah. Do you have any other closing words, shout-outs you want to give?
Man, come out to Bobcat Stadium ready to support. Be loud like y'all always do. We finna give y'all a show. Promise y'all.
Yeah. Always a great game.
Yeah, super pumped. Another fun weekend of Bobcat athletics. We're all pumped to be at the game again.
If you see us, come say hi.
Yeah, well,
What kind of hard to spot?
You'll again be the sparkle jacket.
The sparkly jacket. You'll
the big,
see.
Big dumb looking guy.
Yeah, you'll see where the old RV is over by the new practice facility. So we'll be there.
It looks like a meth lab. It's probably.
We'll be down on the field too. Come say hi to Takhari. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah. Bring the pancakes, man.
Bring the pancakes.
There we go.
Put a reminder in my phone so I don't forget.
We will. But Takhari, thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to come on. Yeah, it was a lot of fun talking to you, get to know you. You know, been in the program for a couple of years, but definitely a guy that none of us knew much about, or I think the fans as well. So fun to get on here and talk and get to know you. And time with the Cat so far is a lot of fun. So thank you.
Thank you, man, for real.
Yeah. All right, that just about does it for episode 15. Thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, go Cats.